have the power of creativity and AI and an extra of.
How we doing? You're going to learn how to make this amazing hat right here. Oh, handsome man. Let's do it. I love this yarn.
Why don't you marry it?
This is Lion's brand Gradient from Mandala. It is steel blue, but I always want to call it blue steel because of Zoolander.
Guess the look I'm best known for is blue steel.
I've made 2 hats from it now, this pattern. It's 4-weight worsted. Calls for a 5.5 millimeter hook. I chose to go a half size smaller because this pattern in general and this yarn in general has some elasticity. The gradient's beautiful. The feeling's beautiful. It does it so subtly. It changes so slow that, amazing things can happen.
So slow.
This is the first hat I made, and I love it. It's the perfect mix of warm and breathable, good for all year round. Well, at least here in the Northeast. Anyway, I think we should get started.
Round 1.
What do you guys think? We can do it. Let's do it. You could pull from either end. I'm going to choose to do this second one. Dark to light instead of light to dark. We'll start with the same way we always start with any crochet hat, any crochet in general, with the slip knot. Long over short. I think I can do it. If it helps you, you can make a little duck mouth, feed the long to the duck, spit it out with the duck. I probably haven't heard that one before, have you guys? Get your hook in there. Tighten your slip knot. Not too crazy tight. You still want it to slide a little bit. We're going to start by chaining 4. And we are going to slip stitch back into the first chain next to our slip knot. And get your finger in there. It really helps to keep the circle complete. If you are a magic circle person, by all means, do a magic circle. I'm not a magic circle person. I've got nothing against magic.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I just do it this way. It's the way I learned. You follow your heart. We chain 2. We are going to start by, opening up the hole a little bit. That always helps. I like to kind of give it a little flim-flam. We're going to put 12 double crochets in the middle and make sure that tail is elsewhere. But you know how it goes at the beginning of hats. You just kick the tail around. 12 double crochets. Let's do it. That was 1, 2, 3, if we can get the tail out of my hook. 4-ish. 5. Yep. 6. 7. 8. 9, 10, 11, and you guessed it, 12. Now we have to slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet. We started by chaining 2, which means there's always going to be an imposter. You can see the imposter right here. We don't want him around. So we need to slip stitch into our first double crochet, and which officially ends round 1 and brings us to round 2.
Round 2!
So, round 2. We need to start with a front post double crochet around the first crochet, around every crochet technically, and then a regular double crochet in the space between the other crochets, not the stitch, the space between. None in the stitch, in the space, and then a front post double around every double crochet. That's round 2. Do a front post double, do a crochet in the space between, a front post double, and a double crochet in the space between. Do you know what's coming next? You got it right. It was a front post double. And then a double crochet in the space between. That's really all there is to it. You just need to keep on keeping on. I don't feel the need to narrate this entire thing, but I'm going to stick with you. I'm not a huge fan of "I'll see you at the other side," because I get nervous when I'm trying something new. I want to feel like somebody's there with me, especially when you're doing the crown. But before the repeat row and when you're just doing the same thing over and over again, someone's there with you. It feels good. Plus, the off-camera stuff is fine, but you can always fast forward, do whatever you need to do to find your way around the video. I just feel like if you're in the midst of it, I'll be in the midst of it with you. Let's do it together. Why not? I mean, I know you can do it. We're doing it right now. If you're watching, we're doing it. So, just find the space to have that confidence and zen out. I mean, this is also a crown that, although it changes every row, it is a simple repeat. It's not one of those wonky ones that have a bunch of craziness every row, and then when you're going around, it hardly ever repeats. This one's one pattern repeating for every row, and when the crown's done, it is the easiest repeat ever, I promise you. So here's our last double crochet in the space between. We're going to skip the chain, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of our first front post double. Not the imposter. There it is. That's what's going to bring us after we slip stitch. We are going to chain 2. It's going to end round 2. We are going to start on round 3.
3 is a magic number.
So, we're ready for round 3. We're going to put 2 2 front post doubles around the same front post double, which is every front post double. Round 3 has 2 front post doubles around each front post double and a back post double around every regular crochet. So 2 front post doubles, 1, 2 around the same one, and then a back post double around that regular crochet. And that's the increase for round 3. 2 front post doubles around each front post. And a back post double around every regular crochet. Once again, I'm right here with you. We're going slow. If I'm going too fast for you, press pause. If I'm going too slow for you, press the arrow key. Fast forward.
Fast forward, rewind. Fast forward, rewind.
It's your world. You're gonna hurt my feelings. I don't know what I'm doing. I found this pattern. I like this pattern. And I wanted to share this pattern. That is the repeat for round 3. Back post around every double crochet and 2 front post double crochets around every front post double crochet. And what's awesome is you'll notice that it, like, even the texture of the pattern is awesome. So if you have like some delicious yarn, and you know what I mean by delicious, like it doesn't have to be $40 Malabrego made from golden sheep's wool. I mean, it'd be awesome if we could all afford that all the time. But what I love about yarn is not only the colors, but you can just feel what you like. But then there's patterns that also feel, maybe it's an ASMR thing. I don't know. It's just when this starts building up, it just feels right. And it's worth sharing. It's worth doing. And holidays, birthdays, any day. I live in Vermont, so any day somebody's really going to appreciate a handmade crocheted hat. There's no reason you can't do this. If you've never done a front post double or a back post double, just stop and look it up. It's so easy. One of the secrets with, well, front posts are super easy. One of the secrets with back posts, or things that helped me, is when I started pinching it. See me pinch it right there? It really helps get the yarn where you want it to go. A front post double crochet is simply putting your hook in front of the post instead of the stitch. And the post is just the long part of it. There's a little pinch for the back post double. Now, you can easily say that a front post should be called a back post and a back post should be called a front post, but I just remember them by where my hook goes. I put my hook from the front of the work, it's a front post. If I put my hook for the back of the work, it's a back post. Because technically, with the front post, you're going behind the post, and with the back post, you're going in front of the post. Anyway, I'm not trying to confuse you, but that's the way it is. I didn't invent it. I didn't name it. I mean, who knows what I would have called it? The Walls of Dunga? A flim flam, jimmy jam, skiddly bam, shobada bow. Who knows? Doesn't matter. That's what they're called. And that's how you do them. For round 3, make sure we slip stitch into that first of our 2 front post doubles. And that's it. Chain 2. Good to go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Round 4. All right. So we did 2 front post doubles around every front post double, and what we made were these tiny little Ys. I don't know what else to call them. They're like tree branches. They're little Ys. So we need to do a front post double around the first part of the Y, so the right part of the branch. Then we need to put a new double crochet in between the Y, in the space between, not the stitch. Then we're going to do another front post double around the left part of the Y. Then we're going to do a back post double around the back post. That's the repeat. So front post double around the first part of the Y. A new double crochet in between the middle of the Y, between the 2 front posts. A front post double around the left side of the Y, and a back post double around the back post double. Once again, I'll be here the whole time. There's another Y, because it repeats the whole time. So, a front post double around the first front post double of that little mini Y. Our brand new double crochet in between the branches of the Y. And a front post double around the second part of the Y. Then we do a back post double around the back post double. Nothing crazy. And we do it again. We just repeat it. And this will increase this row for us. Also make this pattern feel amazing. Once again, if I'm going too fast, press pause. If I'm going too slow, press fast forward. If you don't like my voice, press mute. I don't care. This isn't ooh, look at that pinch. Yeah, that was a good pinch. I do not care if you like or subscribe. What I do care about is if you make an awesome hat and make it with love. Another thing I'm going to share with you, every single stitch can be good intentioned. You can get into this lovely Zen zone of gratitude. You can say wonderful affirmations for every single time you double crochet. You can say things like, I love you.
I love you.
I'm grateful for a roof over my head. If it's going to someone special, you can say, I'm grateful for you in my life. I'm happy I'm in a place where I get to crochet. I want to forget about the problems that I have during the day. I want to zone out. I want to shut off my mind. And I want to create. I want to put something out into the world that's beautiful. And this pattern's really simple. I guess it's not the most simple pattern in the world, but once you get the crown done, it actually is incredibly simple. But it's beautiful, and it feels beautiful. And people love getting hats. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I love getting hats. Maybe I love making hats.
I love lamp. I love lamp.
I love making everything. I haven't found an art that I'm like, meh. There's ones I like better than others, but people always say, like, how do you do so much stuff? Well, I don't do any of them well, hence the channel name. My name is Matt. I'm a jack of all trades and a matster of none. I just like making. I like knowing that something I created is affecting someone's life for the better. And I think you should too. That's why I think you should crochet with me and get this hat out there. Now, obviously, you don't have to use this gradient yarn, but man, it comes in packs of 3s. I can't get over how awesome. I'm not sponsored by anything, and if I was, I don't think a yarn would be one of them. I'd like to get sponsored by maybe Prismacolor, Winsor Newton, some other expensive art. Yarn is amazing, but it's affordable. That's something I love about crochet, especially. But I also love the functionality of it. I mean, painting and drawing are wonderful, but somebody on a cold winter's day is warmer because you took the time. And if you use it as a meditative practice, then it's win-win. If you use it as affirmation, then that's awesome too. That's win-win-win. And if you use it for affirmations for the person you're making it for, man, that's as good of juju as you could possibly get. That is wonderful, wonderful, good magic happening. And even if you're not happy all the time, no one's happy all the time. Just take a deep breath. You're crocheting. It shouldn't be stressful. Like, it's the antithesis of stressful. We are going to slip stitch the end of our round, the beginning of our first front post double crochet, and we are going to chain 2.
Fly blank.
Round number 5. So, we already made our Y. We're going to do the same thing we did before with the Y, with the branches. We're going to put 2 in the first, then we're going to back post the one in the middle, then we're going to put 1 in the second part of the Y, just 1, then we're going to back post the back post right there, that guy right there, and then it repeats. So it's like we're making a double branch off the double branch, but it's always the right side of the Y. Remember, 2 in the first, then back post, and then 1 in the second, then another back post. 2, then back post, then 1, then back post. So, two, 1, 2 front post doubles around the same front post double, the first one. Now we're going to put a back post around that spot in the middle where we added the new crochet last round. Then a front post double around the second part of the Y, the left side. And now a back post double around the back post double. Just remember only 1 on the second part of the Y. Just the right side gets 2. That's our increase. This right side gets 2. Everything else, regular. 1 front post double. 2 front post doubles. Then a back post double. A little pinch. Then 1 front post double. On the second part of the Y, and then a back post double. Man, Count from Sesame Street would be awesome to crochet, right? There are 2 front post doubles. Bah, bah, bah. He was the man. I also loved, like, Zoot was one of my favorites. He was one of my dad's favorites, I guess, and that's why I
Zoot, my fingers are glued to the piano.
liked him. He was from Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem. He never talked. He was a sax player. He looked like Stephen Wright, the comedian, who I guess was before my time. I mean, he's still alive, but he was before my time. And if you don't know him, you should. If you're younger and you love Mitch Hedberg, you should know who Stephen Wright is. And if you don't know what I'm talking about because you don't follow stand-up comedy because you like to crochet, well then, never mind anything I'm saying. I'm just blabbering on. But you got the repeat down, so I can blabber on. But I'm not going to leave you. Literally going to hold your hand. I got you by the hook, the crochet hook. I just like I said, making cool stuff. And I think you should too. I think you should also make cool stuff. So hopefully I get better at doing some of this video nonsense and recording nonsense, and I can do a couple tutorials. I'm trying to think about what I need to see out of a video. Crochet patterns are mind-numbing to me. They look like hieroglyphics. Well, there's the diagrams, and then there's the weird ones that have the key on the side that look like I don't even know, air traffic control manual. I'm a visual, tactile learner, and I love seeing videos of crochet. And I think there's some amazing YouTubers that do some amazing stuff. Way more talented than I am. So what can I add? Well, a part of this is just for my students, teach art, and we are doing a crochet section. And the other part is just to throw something out to the universe. It's way easier than going around to 20 kids trying to see where each one of them is at individually, which I do that anyway, but people can be at different rows at different times. And, the world doesn't have to end. I'd much rather have my channel have videos for the art that they're doing than having them have to search the depths of YouTube to find what they're looking for. So they've been doing an unbelievable job in terms of how fast they're improving crochet, trying to work at fine motor skills. What's amazing about stuff like this, like, I grew up having to write. This generation, they don't have to write anything. Their fine motor skills are not great. If they're not, if it's not video game controller, those are just buttons. That's not fine motor skills. They've never had to write in cursive. They've never had to do calligraphy. They've never had to write 100 times. I will not run up and down the hallways screaming. So this is incredibly challenging for them, and I can't believe, I'm so proud of how amazing they're doing. We're going to, and you see that row of chains, it disappears. Is another great thing about this thing. And that is the end of round 5.
You can do it.
Round 6. We're going to do it. Here's what's happening. We do a front post double, just one on the right side, and then our increase is that tiny space, teeny tiny little space between the Y, the new mini Y we just made. Then it's a back post, then it's a front post, then it's a back post. So, front post double, new crochet, in the space, not the stitch, the space between, then a front post double, then a back post double. Then a front post double, then a back post double. And then it starts again with the mini Y. Here we go. I'm going to narrate for a little bit. I can't autofocus. It's definitely possessed. So, again, that's one front post double around the first part of the mini Y, a brand new stitch in the space between the mini Y, a front post double around the second part of the Y, a back post double around the back post, and a front post double after we pull some yarn up around this front post. Then we will finish it off with a back post double. And then it repeats. I'm here with you. Let's do this. Front post double around the front post double, just one. A back post, no, a new double crochet in the space between, totally messed with you. A front post around the second front post of that mini Y, a back post. Ooh, look at that pinch, great pinch. Around the back post, a front post around the front post, and a back post around the back post. Front post around the first part of our mini Y, a brand new crochet in the space in between the mini Y, and a front post around the second part of the mini Y. Then a back post, then a front post, then a back post. And a possessed autofocus. That's it. That's the repeat. That's the last repeat. That's really all we got left. You're going to love the actual repeat round of this hat. Now, depending, I don't think I go, I know I did a time lapse somewhere, but I don't think I show the very end of how I finish it off. But the first hat I made, perfectly great, goes under the earlobes, right? The second one, what I wanted it to flip up around the earlobes, and that's much more work. Had to do a lot more crocheting. This yarn is 295 yards, and I think my second hat I quite literally used, I think 250. So if you are using a different kind of yarn, it's a yarn eater. So just know that ahead of time. Maybe I should have mentioned that at the beginning of the video. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll go back and edit that in. But in case I don't, I don't know. It eats yarn. One thing I did do with the first hat, though, is I didn't get it all the way down to the darkest. So I cut some out when I ended one of the repeat rounds. And I spliced in some goodness of where it got darker, because I kind of wanted the whole gambit of the gradient. And what's great about the gradient, like I said, is that it's so subtle and slow. But that being said, it's a lot of yarn to get through all the gradient. So feel free to splice. If you end up using this yarn, I love them. They come in cakes. What I will say is, it's not, there's some patterns where it's just like flashy ombres work really well. I do not feel like this is necessarily one of them. I would go solid or something subtle in terms of ombre or gradient. But that's just me. Like, sometimes you can hit it out of the park if you get the right yarn. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to follow your heart. But sometimes you want the pattern to shine. Sometimes you want the yarn to shine. Sometimes you want a bit of both. And I will say that this can be both, but I haven't found it yet. I like going simple. So that's what I end up doing. I go simple on it. You got to do you. Okay? Do what you want to do with your yarn. You know that it's like rolling the dice, though. If you've done any kind of crocheting whatsoever, you can get some amazing yarns that just don't sell the pattern. The pattern gets lost in it. And you can get some crazy patterns where you wish you had a little bit, fancier, colorful yarn. It's just part of the creative process for this medium is experimenting. I'm saying this worked for me. That's all I'm saying. There's the facets by Loops and Threads that has crazy colors and they're awesome. I usually use those with some crazier type of patterns. Simple is simple. That's what I say. This alternating ribbed hat just feels so great. It might as well look clean, but that's my style. You gotta do your style. And you're doing it. We're almost all the way around. We're almost done with the crown. It is a larger crown, and that's why I kind of went down on hook size. But you gotta feel it out for yourself. Like I said, there's so much that comes into play. There's elasticity of the yarn you use. A lot of the patterns for this, a lot of versions of this pattern call for like a 6. The yarn I used called for a 5.5, and I found that a 5 works best for me. Even a 4.5, for a gift could work. It's just, you got to feel out who you're working it for. What I will say is elasticity is huge in terms of all of that. Anyway, we're about to end. This is a very epic moment. Not the imposter. It just gets lost in there, and that's all there is to it. All right, you ready for the greatest repeat round in the history of the world? It goes like this, for as long as you want your hat. Are you ready for it? Front post around the front post. Back post around the back post. Front post around the front post. Back post around the back post. That's it. It's literally front post, back post, front post, back post, front post, back post, front post, back post. All the way around for as long as you want your hat. Just keep slip stitching at the end of every round. Make it as long or short as you'd like. I think it's awesome. And trust me, once you get into this and you start feeling like the way this pattern feels, I can't hype it up enough. You're going to make more than one of these hats. You might make more than 2 of these hats. I think I'm up to... I made 2 with just these gradients because I think I'm in packs of 3s and 4, 5. At 5 or 6, I'm up to. I love the alternating ribbed beanie. It's I'm team alternating ribbed beanie. I think that it's great. I think that it sells itself. I think that it's a wonderful holiday present, birthday present. Winter stinks. Here in Vermont, it's only 13 months long, so I have a lot of family members that are going to be stoked this year. That's another thing. It's just like, I'm not going to get into like the capitalist spiel of holidays and this, that, or the other thing, and let the free market decide. Homemade gifts are awesome. It's a $12 skein of yarn. At Michael's, it's buy one, get one half off. So for less than $20, you can make 2 hats, and that's pretty awesome. And that's a lot of money to some people. And I think that $10 to a loved one with you put in some time is just incredible. They might not know how much time it takes, but they'll feel it. Especially when the polar vortex comes from them. If it comes for them and they have this hat on, they're gonna absolutely think of you. If you make every stitch with a wonderful thought about them. It will keep them warm in so many different ways. It'll protect them in so many different ways. Just good juju all around. So I am going to leave you now. I'll probably switch to I think I recorded me doing some just time lapse of this. At least I hope I did. That was the intent. I'm not really good at anything, Master of none. But you get in the groove after this crown is done, and man, you watch your stories. Maybe I'll just go around for this round and see the video ends. I have to put in a new splice of video with a time lapse. I always wonder what people. So, this theory that there's dinner shows and dessert shows, and what I mean by that is like there's shows you watch for serious thought and cinema and emotion and drama, and you want the roller coaster of wonderfulness, and you look forward to an episode every week or whatever it is. I don't tend to crochet through those shows. Those are my dinner shows. You got to pay attention. You got to know what's going on. But dessert shows, on the other hand, and you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, well, for me, it's like Bigfoot, UFOs, aliens, Loch Ness Monster. I love all that stuff, but I'm not staring at the screen like hanging on every word, so I can crochet and listen to it in the background. When I listen to podcasts, it's a great time to crochet. Do it for your dessert, and it'll be done in no time. This hat, maybe 3 or 4 hours, depending. I mean, the crown is what? The crown's an hour. We're already, we're not even at an hour, and we're doing the repeat row. I know that there's better crocheters out there, faster crocheters out there than me. And if you're not, that's okay too. You'll get there. I want you to be better than me. I want you to be faster. But don't do it just to be speedy. Do it to calm the mind. And look, I see I'm messing up right now. All right, start it again. Pinch. Aha. And have the camera go out of focus right when I was going to obtain my glory. And back to focus. That's just how she goes. It's a Zen thing. We're almost all the way around with our first repeat round, and it's just a front post double crochet around every single front post double crochet, and it's a back post double crochet around every back post double crochet. You can't beat that with a stick. And if you did, the stick would break. And if you took that broken stick, it would make wonderful kindling. And it would start a fire to warm your heart, just like this repeat round. That's how good it is. And it's so easy to just dial in, zone out. Like I said, listen to podcast, watch your dessert shows only. You'll have a gift to yourself or a loved one in no time. Or maybe a hope-to-be loved one. I don't know when you're watching this video. I don't know if I was going to say, I don't know if you are watching this video, but I guess if you can hear my voice, you probably are watching this video. But yeah, maybe someone special on Valentine's Day. Something like that. Don't forget to chain 2 at the end of every round, and you'll be in the butter zone in no time. Just go round and round and round. It's such a pretty pattern. It feels so awesome. Trust me, I'm big on feel, so enjoy. See, I knew I did time lapse. I don't know what the gaming versus crochet crossover is, but I always hate when people are like, in video games, they'll say, oh, I'm going to do some mining on the side, like in Minecraft. Off camera, I'm going to do some grinding off camera. I'm going to, get the materials off camera. And why? Why don't you just do this? Prove it to me. So I wanted to prove to you guys that I am going to finish this hat. I'm going to do it on camera. And you can totally skip through this if you want. I don't think I go all the way. I think that I got a phone call and I had to go, but I wanted to show off like just the loveliness of this gradient. I swear I'm not trying to get sponsored by Lion's brand Mandala gradient yarn. But if you're out there, Lion's brand Mandala gradient yarn, please hit me up. I would love to be sponsored by you. It works up so nice and slow and subtle with the gradient. It's awesome. What I do to finish these hats off is just one row of single crochet. That's it. Nothing special. I think that they work great all the way till the very end, and I do my last slip stitch, and you don't even have to put in a stitch marker if you don't want to. It's probably a good idea with single crochet, but I don't think I show that on this. But that's what I did all the way around. Man, I wish if I could crochet this fast, I could make a living of it. I don't understand how people have Etsy stores and stuff. Man, that's craziness. I guess I just look at it like, well, the yarn was $10 and it took me 5 hours. I just can't imagine selling a hat for $75, but maybe like one day if I get a Patreon, we'll give it as like a yearly gift or something. One of the tiers can have a crocheted hat.